I built a nationwide service business from my laptop. We serve customers all over the United States, and I don't have any employees, I don't have any trucks, I don't do any of the jobs myself, which means I can run it from almost anywhere. When a customer books, I send the job out to a subcontractor in that area. They complete the work, and I keep the profit on top. Similar to an Uber-style business, but for home services. And I'm not the only one running a local home service business this way. There are a bunch of other examples of people running local service businesses remotely from their computer. Couch Disposal Plus picks up couches, just couches, throughout the entire country and runs it remotely. They don't pick up actually any of the couches themselves. Same thing with Orange Window Washing, Think Maid's House Cleaning. There are people doing this in all different sorts of industries. Running local home service businesses remotely from their computer, not actually doing the work themselves. I have a whole bunch of niches that I think are perfect for this. I'll link that down below in the description. Enter your email and I'll send you a list of a whole bunch of remote home service niches that I think are perfect to run remotely like this. My hope is that by the end of this video, you fully understand how a remote home service business works, how the process from getting your first customer works to growing into multiple cities, and maybe you have an idea at the end of a remote home service business that you could start in your town. So in this video, I'm just gonna walk you through how I started my company in the beginning to how I got my first customers, how I started doing the business remotely from my computer, how I grew into more cities, how I got customers in those new cities, and then we'll look at my business today, kind of the ins and the outs. Without any further ado, let's just jump in, and I'm gonna take you back 15 years ago to when I started my junk removal company. I was doing everything myself, taking calls, driving the truck, loading the truck, and I was doing it in my local town. And then one day, something happened that completely changed my outlook on business and the way I ran my business. It was something very simple. Somehow, someone booked a sofa removal on my website, but they were hours away. My first thought was I'll just cancel it. But then I thought, what if I can find someone in that town to go pick it up for me? I went online and started looking for junk removal companies in that area. I didn't want to go with a 1-800-GOT-JUNK. I just started looking for junk haulers on Craigslist, on Thumbtack, people who maybe would charge a little bit less. And I found a guy, I called him and said, hey, I have a junk removal company. I got someone who booked in your town. Can I pay you to go pick it up for me? It's just a sofa sitting outside of their house. And he was like, yeah, definitely. I gave him the address. I said, send me a picture when you pick it up. A couple hours later, the guy sent me a picture of the sofa picked up. I sent him the money and I still made profit on top of that. That's when my wheels started turning. That's when I started thinking I could do this service in a bunch of different areas. I don't actually have to be the guy going and picking up these items. If people can book online on my website, pay with an upfront price, and I send the job out to someone in that area who already picks up junk, I could do this all over the country. The customers didn't actually care who picked up the junk. They just cared that the junk was gone for the price that they paid. All of the items I was focusing on, TVs, appliances, couches, had set pricing. A 3-seat couch, I knew how much I charged for a 3-seat couch. For a love seat, I knew how much I charged for a love seat. For a TV, a washer, a dryer. They could select those items online easily and pay up front. And then I could just send someone out to go pick up those items. And because everything was happening online, I didn't actually have to physically be there. The business could be run from my computer. Once I realized that this model worked, I started expanding. Now, to get these jobs in the new areas, I would do something very simple. So I had my website, and I realized since I was going after such specific items, TVs, couches, washers, dryers, I could make pages in each city about those specific items. So very niche pages targeting those specific services in those specific cities. You know, Denver couch removal, all the surrounding cities, Aurora couch removal, Castle Rock couch removal, Colorado Springs couch removal. Now, I'm not just replicating each page, I am putting the time in to make each one of these pages unique. If they're all the same, Google sees that as what they call doorway pages, and they'll demote your website, especially today. So I was making sure I was writing unique content around each one of these location pages. I would structure with internal linking, proper on-page SEO, and I was able to start ranking in each one of these cities. And then I would go to a new city, say it was Dallas, and I would start making pages for TV removal, couch removal, washer removal. I would make service pages for each one of those service pages in the major cities that I wanted to rank in. And I started seeing that because I was so specific, I was one of the only people ranking for TV recycling in McKinney, Texas. There wasn't anybody else with really that specific page with quality content targeting TV recycling in that specific town. So I started ranking. I started making more and more pages throughout the country for places that I wanted to rank. And really, to get into a new town, all I had to do was expand my website to rank in these new towns and then find contractors, subcontractors to be able to pick up the items in those towns. So I moved from my town to some surrounding towns. I would look on places like Thumbtack, Craigslist, even local Google My Business listings. I would avoid the major companies and go for some of the smaller guys who maybe didn't have as many reviews, but it looked like they had a solid reputation. I would give them a call, say something like, hey, I'm a junk removal company. We're getting jobs in your area. If I get some jobs, would you mind if I, sent them out to you? Would you be willing to pick them up for us? Once I found a good person in that area, I'd say, hey, as soon as we start getting jobs, I'll send them your way. In most areas, I'd try to find a couple guys who looked promising and be able to start sending them jobs. This started to work really well. I had some guys who were happy to be getting jobs. I was paying them close to their regular rate for picking up the junk, and I was still able to make a profit on that. I usually aimed for about a 50% profit. So if I'm paying them, $75 to pick up a 3-seat sofa, I'd be trying to get $150 from the customer. And that generally, depending on the area, seemed to work out really well. Some areas I have to pay contractors a little more. Some areas I could pay them a little bit less. Some areas I could charge customers a little more on my end. Some areas I could, charge them a little bit less. In the end, I'd aim for about 50% on every job. Now I operate this business nationwide. I have a database of over 5,000 subcontractors that I can send jobs out to. Everything now is automated. I use a software called ZenBooker. I'll link ZenBooker down below with a discount. I'm not, an owner of ZenBooker or anything like that. I am an affiliate of them now just because I've used them for so many years. I've referred so many people there, and that's not why I recommend them. I looked for software for years and years and years to run this business the way I wanted to, and this was the one that allowed me to do it. So I love it. Happy to pitch ZenBooker to literally anyone who asks because it is my favorite software for this. But ZenBooker allows me to have them book online. So it'll walk them through the whole process. They can pick their items, pick the day, and pay online there. And then when they book, ZenBooker has all my subcontractors on the back end. I can automatically choose the areas that they're in. It'll send them the job. They can accept it, similar to like an Uber style business, see all of the details, the address, the customer information, the items they're picking up, and they can go do the pickup. As soon as it's completed, they can mark it complete. I can see it on my end, send them payment, and everything is completely hands off. So from the booking, from the selecting of the items, to the payment, to the sending it out to contractors, it allows me to just run it all from my computer. Now there's still issues that happen with customers, drivers not showing up. I've been running this for 15 years and I figured out just about everything that could go wrong has gone wrong, and I'm still here, still running it. So it's definitely doable. And as I said, people run this in a bunch of different industries. The main thing I think that's important to be able to run a business like this is to be able to have very set services that you can price out upfront online without having to have someone go there and give a quote. So something like a home cleaning business, if you look at some of the home cleaning businesses who do it remotely, they have people select the square footage of their house. They have them select how many bathrooms they have, how many bedrooms they have. They can do upsells like, do you want us to clean the inside of the fridge? Do you want us to do a deep clean? Do you want us to clean the windowsills? The software like ZenBooker or some other softwares will let you just kind of pick all of the specifics of the services and they can give you a price up front. That can be done with lawn care, the size of your lawn. It can be done with gutter cleaning, the square footage of your house. Is it 1 story, 2 stories? To get a pretty good idea of the price and allow people to book online and then send it out to someone in that area. Find a service that is straightforward enough that you can price it out online, take payment online up front, and then send it out to the subcontractors without having to go to the house and actually look at everything and give a quote. I have a whole bunch of niches that I think are perfect for this. I'll link that down below in the description. Enter your email and I'll send you a list of a whole bunch of remote home service niches that I think are perfect to run remotely like this. So fast forward to today, we operate in over 40 major cities nationwide. We rank in hundreds of cities across the country. I really don't do any paid ads. It's all organic. I've been able to grow it in a lot of different directions in a lot of areas. Today we do well into the 7 figures and I still run it remotely. I've spent years and years and years fine-tuning things and trying to make them as efficient and automated as possible. We continue to grow into more areas, grow our commercial side as well as the residential side. If I were starting starting over today, this is probably one of the first business models that I would look at. I think a local home service business is one of the most beginner-friendly businesses to get into. I would start in my town. I would get a Google business listing in my town, build a website, and post on my local Facebook community page, stuff like that to get initial customers in my town right off the bat. And that's the advantage of a local home service business. You can start with just some grassroots local marketing to get your first customers in your town. Then as your business grows, word of mouth grows, your reputation with Google grows, you can grow organically and start doing pages and ranking for SEO in other towns and grow it from there. But I think a local service business is one of the most beginner-friendly businesses to start, and it is a lot more scalable than I think people realize. And this all started because of one job that was outside of my zone that I almost canceled and realized I could send someone else there to do that work, and it's kind of snowballed from there. If you guys are interested in more content on how I run this business, maybe more specifics on it, let me know, comment down below, and I'll do some more videos on running, this business, how I do it, the ins and outs of it. So if you guys want more content like that, please let me know, and I'll try to make more videos just specifically about remote home service businesses and the different aspects of it. But yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching. Remember, just because you start one of these doesn't mean you're gonna have the same success as me. Do your own research and don't just go in thinking you're automatically gonna make money, because nothing is easy. But I do love this business model. I think it's very beginner friendly. And if I was starting over today, this is definitely the business that I would start again. So I really appreciate you guys watching. Like and subscribe if you haven't already, and we'll see you in the next one.